Hello everyone, my name is Zaid. I'm the CEO and founder of Imperial Citizenship, and we specialize in residency and citizenship by investment programs. We work with over 14 countries that offer legal residency and citizenship through the means of investments.
First question is why CDI? Is there a backstory to that?
There actually is a backstory. So when we were very young, I was born in Syria. I'm not from Palestinian origin. My dad relocated us to Canada when we were very young. So we had the opportunity of getting a Canadian citizenship, which has changed my life in a lot of ways. So I liked the business. I like how it gave opportunities to different families, and this is what we've been helping a lot of families achieve: second residency, citizenships, for mobility reasons, for security, for even having better job opportunities, right? Because a lot of people look at the citizenship that you're carrying before they look at hiring. They want people that are mobile, they want people that are able to travel to any country at the second the company wants them to travel. So it gave me a lot of opportunities, and we want to give the same to other families that we work with as well.
Thank you. I understand that you've been doing this for 2 decades.
For over a decade.
Over a decade, not 2 decades. Maybe this one's special. And how many families have you upped through this?
We've helped over 2,000 families apply for either second citizenship, residencies, or even just setting up companies in different countries for them to be able to conduct their business abroad as well.
How do you ensure that it is done in a smooth way? Because sometimes people use CVI when they're avoiding tax evasion in their country or running away for a time of money laundering. How do you ensure that these things, when you're doing the application, it doesn't affect your reputation as well?
So compliance is a very, very big thing in our industry, right? We need to make sure that these people are legitimate business people. They source their funds from legitimate sources. They don't have any criminal investigation going on against them or their companies. So this is what we protect our clients and ourselves from, because we do these background checks before the client applies to make sure that we don't find anything that might really affect the application at a later stage. So, and then the government, of course, does their own background checks and does their own investigations of the client before they grant them citizenship. So it's very difficult for, let's say, the people that are looking to avoid taxes or the people that have criminal records to actually apply for any of the citizenship programs you apply for. It's a very thorough process, yeah.
What programs do you offer? Because now you mentioned products, my head is in the mathematics here. What kind of programs or products do Imperial offer?
So we work with 14 different countries that offer either legal residency or citizenship. So there's 5 countries in the Caribbean islands, and these are direct citizenship by investment programs. That means you can make a contribution to the national development fund of that country, or you can invest in the tourism sector. So you invest basically in a 5-star resort that are approved by the government to get second citizenship. So these are the 2 investments that you have in the Caribbean, and there's 5 countries that actually do that. So St. Kitts is the oldest program, then you have Dominica, Antigua and Barbuda, Grenada, as well as St. Lucia.
Okay.
And in Europe, we also have a lot of programs that we work with. So there's a lot of programs where they are real estate investments, so you can buy property in the country, and with that you get a golden visa. So we have that in Dubai, in the United Arab Emirates. You have that in Portugal. Actually stopped that right now, but they have it through a fund investment. You have Spain, also 500,000 euros, and you buy a property and you get the golden visa. So that means you get a European residency without the need to live there. And Greece also has this option as well in terms of residency. Yeah.
Are you in Asia? Do you have a market in Asia?
In
Asia,
we are active. We don't have any offices, but we have representations in Singapore as well, where there's a lot of international people that come from all over Asia. So it's kind of like Dubai, but in Asia. So a lot of people tend to travel to Singapore, and we have representations there where we source them with different residencies and citizenship as well.
do you have direct partnerships with latest governments that you work with?
Of course, we work directly with the governments that we do. So we actually had an event here in Lagos for our office opening, and some of the government representatives were at our event to support us. So we've been working with them for many years, and hopefully our relationships keep on getting stronger and stronger with these governments as well.
How many countries have we been able to get CBI and residency for these families?
Currently, there's over 14 countries that offer legal residency and citizenship through investments. And there's 5 countries in the Caribbean islands. These are all under the British Commonwealth. The countries are St. Kitts and Nevis. This is actually the oldest program to ever exist. It was established in 1984. And then it followed by the country of Dominica, the Commonwealth of Dominica. Then you have Antigua and Barbuda, the country of Grenada, and St. Lucia as well. They're also very active in Europe, so we work with the government of Malta, Portugal, Greece, Spain. Government of Turkey also has a citizenship by investment program in place. And then we work in the UAE as well, where our headquarters are actually.
Well, your headquarters is in UAE.
Yes.
And where are the other places you're situated?
So we have representations in Turkey, and Lebanon, and Mexico, and Algeria, Morocco. Right now we're setting up, we set up actually the office. We're sitting in our new office right now in Lagos. So this is going to be our Africa headquarters because of the market in Africa.
Why Nigeria? I mean, Africa is a huge part, but all about the 4 countries.
It's a strategy, 200 million population. A lot of the applications are coming right now from Nigeria. So more than 30% of the application in all of our industry is cultivated here in Nigeria. So it shows you that there's a very big demand. There's a lot of business people that are in need of second citizenship for mobility. There have been a lot of applications that have been applied for Schengen and UK that have been rejected a lot, so this gives them the opportunity to actually travel and conduct their business without any limitations. So they book their ticket, they're able to travel to the UK, they're able to travel to within the Schengen zone. Some countries even offer visa-free to China, Singapore, Hong Kong. So it really depends on the family and what they're looking to achieve. Yeah.
I know you said earlier that from your experience back in Canada, I mean, having access to countries that you would not even have imagined that you can travel visa-free to. I'm just wondering, are there other specific advantages of CDI?
Definitely. It's security, it's having a second identity. So as I told you, I am born in Syria. I'm from Palestinian origins. Sometimes even opening a bank account becomes very difficult. So this is my second lifeline, I call it, right? So you have a second identification document that you are represented in front of all the governments that you travel with. So when you open a bank account, let's say as me, as a Canadian citizen, it's very different than opening a bank account as just holding Syrian identification documents. So security for families, it actually gave me opportunities. So I wouldn't be sitting in front of you today if I didn't have the opportunities to actually travel, to relocate. I wouldn't have the job opportunities that I got in my past without having a second citizenship, because I needed to be able to go to Switzerland for conferences. I needed to be able to go to London for conferences. I needed to be able to travel within the European Union for conferences, and my passport helped me achieve all of these goals. Yeah. So there's a lot of benefit when it comes to citizenship. It's not just the mobility aspect, it's security, it's protection, it's passed on from generation to generation. So you're not only fixing your current family situation, but future generations to come as well.
But sometimes you read online and then you see criticisms on TVI, and one of them is that is commodifying citizenship and creating wealth inequality. I would like to hear your thoughts on that.
There's a lot of different angles you can think about this, right? These programs, are designed to bring foreign investments to their countries. So if we look at, yes, it does help people get citizenship, but it also helps the citizens of the countries that have designed these programs. So there's a lot of infrastructure projects that are being created in these countries. There's a lot of hotel projects to improve the tourism of the country, which improves every sector in the hospitality, right? So it creates more job opportunities for the people. A lot of hospitals has been built because of these programs. So the citizens are actually taking advantage of also what it's bringing to their country and how it's improving the infrastructure and the economy of their countries as well.
Interesting. Well, let's look at the global trends in the investment industry. I mean, what are the opportunities? What opportunities have you seen in Africa as a far?
To be honest, there's a lot of people looking for these options. They're looking for mobility. They're looking to expand their businesses globally. We see a very, very big trend in Africa. So not only in Nigeria and Africa alone, but there is a huge market for people looking to apply for these residencies of citizenship. I feel like people are now more aware of global mobility and they want to be free. So freedom is the cost that everyone is looking for, right? They want to be able to get this second citizenship, to travel, to expand their businesses. It's very, very important. You know, before it used to be a want back in the day. Now it's a necessity in life to be free. Right. So you need to be able to travel wherever you want, the second you want. You want to be able to open bank accounts with ease, not be restricted by the nationality or the country that you were born in without. It's not in our decision where we're born, right? We don't choose our parents, we don't choose the country we were born in. We just have to sometimes deal with the circumstances of life.
And I'm also curious, the host countries you work with, are they mostly developing nations or developed nations?
In the Caribbean islands, I would say they're developing nations. There's a lot that can be done in these countries. There's a lot of investments now going to areas other than tourism. So yesterday we were actually with a client. He's opening a factory, a pharmaceutical factory in Antigua as well. So it's helping, a lot of the Caribbean nations, not only the country that he's investing in.
Justin? So, Nigeria, we have a huge market. Who are your main target market here now that you're in Nigeria?
Here we deal with the business people, so the people that have, built their businesses over the years that need this for, sometimes they don't even need it, they need it for their children, so they have to have better futures. So here a lot of people, education is very important. We speak to a lot of our clients. Most of their children are either studying in the US or the UK, so they need this international exposure to different markets, and it helps a lot by having a second identity and citizenship.
Kathy, I know you said you've been doing this for a decade, but I don't know if you give me if you indulge me rather, if I task you to share a particular family that you helped with this CBI or residency, and the emotion that evoked in you when you see that it actually battled a wish or a dream.
This is why we do what we do. It's that feeling we get when we really hand over the citizenship certificates and the passports to the family. We've changed a lot of families' lives. I have messages from their children, their family, thanking us for, the opportunity that their children now have, and thanking us for the professionalism of how we got them from A to Z, right? Which is the passport handover. So for us, I think everyone in our company, that's the most enjoyment we get is that handover that we do to the clients. You're changing someone's life. It's as simple as that. Like sometimes you're very happy buying a new car, buying a new house, but when you become a citizen of a new country, I think that feeling just overweighs everything else.
And it's that feeling that has made you stay steadfast to this business.
Yes, I am determined and dedicated to giving more families this opportunity, and that's what we will continue to do.
Have you been able to identify any threats or competition, and how are you coping with that?
No, I think there's a lot of industry leaders in this business, so I think for us working together, hand by hand as an industry, to improve the quality of these programs, to improve the amount of people that get citizenship, I think as industry leaders, we should all be working together to make this industry even more successful. So we don't look at people as competitors, we look at them, as leaders of industries, and we actually work together to understand the market more and see how we can improve the industry together.
For someone who is applying for CBI for the first time, what are some of the loopholes you advise them to be careful?
For us, what's very, very important, and these are the laws of the government, we need to make sure that first they have a very clean record. So they don't have any criminal records, they haven't committed any crimes in the past, there's no court cases against them and their family. So this is something very, very important before they apply for second citizenship. Second thing is that they should not have any visa rejections to any of the countries that are on the visa-free travel list of that specific country they're applying to. So it's very, very important for us to kind of understand that they ever been applied, let's say, for a UK visa and been rejected. Because if they have, they are no longer applicable to apply for these programs unless they reapply and get that visa. And how they are.
I'm just curious. I mean, your job requires you to travel around. Is there any other country that's in the world you would travel to?
There's a lot, but we're taking them one by one. We're looking to expand very heavily in different markets, and just traveling. The opportunity of traveling, I think that's just a gift. It's a blessing for everyone that has that opportunity to keep on traveling, learning from different cultures, trying their food. Experiencing their experiences. I think it develops your mind in a lot of ways. So I recommend everyone
to travel.
As much
Have you had any culture stuff? I know you're. But I don't think you're really new in Nigeria. You've been coming here. So I'm sure 2014. And imagine, this is about how many years away from now? 10
years exactly.
Can you imagine? So I can ask you.
Time flies. I can tell you.
Ask you if you have any culture shock there, because you must have. Or do you still?
For me, I like experimenting a lot. So for me, I like to go. Like here, I've been to all the markets in Nigeria. People tell me,
please let's pause.
You've been around. Like when you open the office.
Just take it easy. Now you're getting the gist.
Yes. All right.
You said you've been to all markets in Nigeria.
Yeah.
Can you specifically, please?
So I've been to Mushin Market. So when we open the office, I like to see everything that I do. I like to learn from the experiences. So even going to these markets, although a lot of people told me not to go, but I don't tend to listen a lot to these kind of things. So I went to the markets. I saw what was available in terms of raw material, what's available in terms of the furniture in the country. So I like to see, because I think it opens the eyes to a lot of different stuff. So I'm the kind of guy that likes to do it myself and go to the
DIY is your own way, okay?
Right.
And a certain particular thing about Nigerians that you really appreciate?
I think if I would like to say something is the people. The people are very, very friendly. They're welcoming. My personal opinion, when you meet with a Nigerian, the first beginning of the conversation is very serious. But at the end of the conversation, you really turn to become family, Like when we're ever having a meeting with a prospect, we sit down, so it becomes very serious at the beginning. At the end, we're laughing, we're joking, we feel like we're family. And now I have a lot of Nigerian friends that I can consider family. They invite us to their house when they come visit me in Dubai sometimes as well. And, just building these relationships. I think the people of Nigeria are really, really amazing. Very hardworking and dedicated as well.
Thank you for this compliment.
My pleasure.
I hope we are. I mean, we're very good people, right? That's true. We're very good. Okay, I'm just also curious. Now you're in Nigeria. Do you plan to expand to other parts of Africa? And are you making moves towards that, or you want to go outside Africa? And
I think Africa for the next 10 years for us is the market that we're tapping happily.
You mentioned the data fever body. So 30% of your applications come from Nigeria.
Yes. So this is the statistics of the citizenship by investment industry and how many people come from just Nigeria alone. So very big population. A lot of people are in need of second citizenship to better their life. So I think over the next 10 years, Africa is going to be a very, very big market for citizenship by investment industry. And we're here. So Nigeria is my second home now. You will be seeing a lot more of me and my team. We're going to be physically here most of the time as well. I think the benefit for all Nigerians, and let's say for the economy of Nigeria, is the opportunities that we have with the countries that we work allows them to get second residency citizenships without the need to relocate. So this actually is going to improve the Nigerian economy because it gives them more opportunity to travel, source different products, expand their businesses globally, but they are still living in Nigeria. A lot of the investors that we work with, they would like to stay in Nigeria and continue their businesses in Nigeria. They don't have the luxury of packing their bags, relocating for 5-6 years to another country and leaving their businesses alone. So this gives them the opportunity to still get what they want while still remaining and conducting their business in Nigeria.